It's time for Bible Trivia. This time we'll be asking general Bible trivia questions. The first question, for 100 points. What is the first book in the Bible? Is it A, Genesis, B, Judges, C, Exodus, or D, Leviticus? The first book in the Bible is Genesis. Next, for 300 points. How many books are in the Bible? Is it A, 72, B, 60, C, 66, or D, 52? That's right, there are 66 books in the Bible. Next question. This one is for 400 points. How many books are in the New Testament of the Bible? Is it A, 32, B, 30, C, 25, or D, 27? There are 27 books in the New Testament of the Bible. The next question, also for 400 points. How many books are in the Old Testament? Is it A, 42, B, 39, C, 44, or D, 37? There are 39 books in the Old Testament of the Bible. The next question for 1,000 points. What is the longest book in the Bible? Is it A, Psalms, B, Proverbs, C, Numbers, or D, Song of Solomon? That's right, the longest book in the Bible is the book of Psalms. The next question for 1 million points. What is the shortest book in the Bible? Is it A, Job, B, 3 John, C, Luke, or D, Amos? The shortest book in the Bible is 3 John. The next question for 1 billion points. Which gospel is written by a doctor? Is it A, Matthew, B, Luke, C, John, or D, Mark? The book of Luke was written by a doctor. The next question for just 4 points. What does Genesis mean? A, origin, B, creation, C, 7 days, or D, in the beginning? The word Genesis means origin. Next question for infinity points. Who is the first woman mentioned in the Bible? Is it A, Sarah, B, Ruth, C, Esther, or D, Eve? The first woman mentioned in the Bible is Eve. Now for our last question, worth a bunch of points. Which of these is not a book in the New Testament? Is it A, 1 Corinthians, B, 3 John, C, 2 Thessalonians, or D, 3 Peter? Third Peter is not a book in the New Testament. Thanks for playing Bible Trivia. We hope you'll play again soon.
Good morning, John Wesley. Good morning. I'm so used to saying John Wesley. Forgive me. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to my Sunday morning update. That simply means this is a time where I share a little bit what I'm doing and what I'm going through and how you can participate in this journey. I am so thankful that you are here today. So last week I gave you a short overview of what I do and why I do what I do. And that's where I'm going to start here today. I started Sunday morning updates when I was going to the Philippines, and it was a way for me to stay connected to my families back in the States without them panicking or worrying about what is happening to me while I was away. And so I continue this Sunday's morning update as a way to stay connected to each of you in a digital format, in a digital way. That's also why I write the blogs and I'm present on my social media and present in my website formats for those same exact reasons. And so I hope that you will come back because I know I've been away for a while. I hope that you come back and you are participating in these small short videos that I'm giving you a small update in my life. As you have read in the comment in the description, I finally know where I'm going. It is a stamp of approval. I will be pastoring starting July 1st at Trinity United Methodist Church here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's off of Rayford Road. And so if you are available I'm gonna say the second Sunday in July, please come through and worship with us. We we want everybody that can come to come, and we want to do ministry. We want to be with the people, for the people. At least that's what my heart desires, and I pray that the church that I am going to will want the same. And so where I am spiritually, I am praying for my next church while still staying present as much as possible with my current church. As a United Methodist pastor in this season, I am learning that there is a season of being present, and there's a season to prepare for the next step. And it laps over so much so that some things are overlooked or some things are dropped, but because you write things down, because I write things down, and I am trying to be in communication with people, and at that place or with this thing. And so I need you to pray for me that during this transitioning time from being a pastor at one congregation going to another congregation, that first my health stays well, and then that my mental health stays well, as that the transition from one congregation to another, my beloved John Wesley family, that I will transition out of being their senior pastor to another church called Trinity United Methodist Church, and I'm just asking you guys to pray for me during that time. And so, as you also read in the description, is that some of the things that I will be into this summer. Summer is a good time for me to deal with my health. Summer is a good time for me to try new things. Summer is a good time to just relax and do nothing. And so I do a combination of all of those things. But every summer for the last 10 years, I have participated in some type of summer camp where I was the director, or I help coordinate or whatever. And so this year, the hope is to partner with my home church so that we can offer a summer camp for our kids in that particular region, that particular area. And so at this summer camp, the kids will get 2 meals and educate a planned educational time, which they will be doing arts and craft, they will be doing outdoor activities, they will be doing fun and games, they will be doing all these type of things for from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It will give, in my mind, I pray that it will give parents time to time away, or a safe haven for their kids, a safe place for them to go. Is a 6 to 7 weeks program, and it is designed with the kids in mind. And I have always gotten good feedback, and people are waiting for it the next year. We're looking for volunteers. We're looking for people to be engaged and energetic and ready to participate in this program, because that's actually what I need from you. If you would like to donate supplies, pencils, papers, crayons, or even if you want to donate your time, you don't have to come every day. And it's Monday through Friday. It's from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. You don't have to volunteer every day, but I will need you one day. And so let me know, inbox me if you are interested in volunteering during the summer camp. Another thing that I'm into this summer is called my tiny home journey, my personal story, my tiny home journey. And if you go read my blog, you will read that my tiny home is up. My that we are putting the sheetrock up and the installation, and we're making sure it's safe and secure for me and little Mo. And some people, the comments, direct comments that I have received once people realize this is what I was doing is, it's too small. Why are you doing this? It's not like you don't have it. Why? Some people will look at this as you being poor and displaced and homeless, and some of that is true, far as it is smaller than what I'm currently used to, but it is a lifestyle that I am accustomed to. So I am going to downsize far as clutter, clothes that I don't ever wear, because I'm a person of habit and I usually wear the same clothes. So things that I don't need that I'm holding on to, free myself from that. That can preach itself. If you heard me, I'm gonna free myself of those things that I'm not using just because I have it. So I am going to downsize my life so that I can prepare for the next part of my life. So in this time, I am writing a 5 year, 5 to 20 year plan for myself, so that I can have a projection of where I want to be, and I have a path that I want to go down, and pray that God blesses it. And as I'm writing, asking God to anoint it. Excuse me. Excuse me, Facebook. But as I am writing my 5 to 20 year plan, that God will anoint the plan. God will be with me as I'm writing the plan. And I'm a flexible person. If something come up that I wrote down that I want to do next year, but I don't get to do it until 5 years from now, fine with me. I've been on a journey to try to be a pastor for over 10 years, and I'm just now becoming a pastor. And it wasn't the best experience, or it wasn't the experience I expected, but nevertheless, I stayed on the proud. I stayed on the path, knowing that God was going to bless my faithfulness. And so I'm going to still write the plan, and I'm still going to expect God to bless the plan, but with the expectation that God knows better and best for me. So today we have talked about the church I will be leaving to go on to the church I am will be going to. We also talked about why I do Sunday morning updates, because I want to be connected to you. I want you to know more about me, about the ministry I'm a part of, the ministries that I am connected to, the businesses that I am starting and running. I want you to be connected to me as much as possible. And so the last thing I will be doing is I want you to get to know Poetry Girl. I am a poet. And yes, the name of my business is Poetry Girl, but it's not about poetry per se. It is about graphic design. It's about videography, photography. It's about website design. It's about the arts of getting your work out to the world. And in my book, Church Media, I talked about how those platforms are very important to the overall life and the projection of the church, the projection of people's life. I know 15, 20 years ago, people would have not thought that they needed an email, that they needed to be on the World Wide Web, or if they needed, and the need is a strong thing, a strong word for some people when it comes to social media, because some people are still hesitant. They believe that you need to be physically present with the people. And I personally don't agree, but I think it's a place and time for it. I think it is important to reach people where they are. I deal with a lot of people with church hurt. I deal with a lot of people that won't walk into the doors of the church because the church is so judgmental. And I have learned that from a different perspective, that the church has a tendency to be in that realm of being judged. And so I want to reach those people who feel isolated from the church but has a desire to know God. I don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in, and because I don't have a heaven and hell to put anybody in, my belief is my job as a pastor, as a shaper, as a leader, as a community person, is to point people to where God is and to allow God to be God in that moment. And regardless of what they are doing in their life, what small s sin that they are dealing with, that God would get the glory, because I was present to do what God has told me to do. And that's a little bit more on my theology. We in the weeks to come will be talking about what is my embedded theology, or what is the new embedded theology, because in seminary we'll learn that most of the time our understanding of faith or God or church or Christianity or discipleship comes from our childhood experiences, and then our grandmother's faith. So the question I'm gonna leave you with is, when did you gain your own faith instead of your mother's, your father, or your grandmother's faith? That simply means that the only reason why majority of us went to church or goes to church is because grandmother pulled us by the head and told us that that's what we had to do, or dad or grandma. It depends on your family structure. In my case, my dad would drop us off at grandma's, and grandma made sure we had on them daggone stockings. We had on those stockings, and we had to go to church. And it was when I went out to college for the first time where I gained my own faith, where I had an understanding that God is important to me, that faith is important to me, that this faith walk is important, and I want to tell everybody about it. And I remember in college, that's kind of what I did. I told a couple people about a church that I was going to, and they told a couple more people, and that became the church that most of us went to during the tenure that I was there. And I think some of them still might go to that particular church. And so I know for a fact that if I open my mouth and share with people that God is good, that is a seed that is planted, and God will get the glory out of it. So my question to you as I end this broadcast is, when did you enter into your faith walk with your own understanding of who God is to you and to who God is to the world, instead of your parents or your grandparents' understanding? When did that happen? For me, it was in undergrad. Let's have that conversation in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Please come back next Sunday at 9 a.m. and we will be live and ready to hear what God is saying to me, as well as the updates about my tiny home, about summer camp, about my Trinity United Methodist Church, about this transitioning time, about all these different things. I want you to be present with me. Thank you.